We are with Francine Bryson, the author of Country Cooking from a Redneck Kitchen. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So first of all, let's talk about the Redneck Kitchen, because what makes something a Redneck Kitchen?
It's usually a trailer. Seriously. It's I guess the Redneck Kitchen is, a lot of people always ask me what makes a redneck better or different than other people, or not better, or not politically correct or anything. I think redneck is not a label, it's more of a way of life. I mean, we live like they used to in the South. It's sort of laid back and take things as it comes. Yeah.
What I love about this book is it's like, all right, everybody, like, take a step back. So how was that for you? And is that what you wanted to get across?
Well, mainly, the big thing I wanted to get across is good food doesn't have to be hard. It shouldn't be hard. It should not be a job. If cooking good food is your job, then you should have chef after your name. It's the recipes that have been handed down in my family, and I've created and played around, and a lot of mistakes made, and it's just good food, and it should be fun.
And so talk to me about kind of your brand of Southern food, because obviously that's such a huge label, and you kind of go at it from one lens. So explain to people kind of how you approach Southern cooking.
You shouldn't have to go on a search and destroy mission to get things to put together to make a meal. It really should not be that hard. It should be easy, it should be accessible, and my views is, if I got it in the pantry, let's make something happen. If I ain't, oh well, y'all can eat bologna sandwiches.
And let's talk about building the pantry. So if somebody says, all right, I want to have my own redneck kitchen, what are the items that they've got to have in the pantry?
A lard, for one thing. You've got to have real lard. Life ain't happening without lard in it. Lard, butter, staples really. Lard, butter, flour, sugar, green beans in a can because some company's coming over, or stuff like that. Just keep it simple.
And you're known for baking, and obviously this is your sort of savory take on things. How do you find that your baking background translates into savory recipes?
Because you can't survive on cupcakes. You gotta feed them children.
Can't
You gotta feed them children something besides cupcakes. No, food shouldn't be hard to understand. That's all there is to it, and you gotta feed them children something sooner or later, but that are not cupcakes.
So were there a few recipes that you tested and you were like, oh, like this is the winner of the book?
Everything in there. Seriously. I think my all-time favorite recipe in this book would have to be my daddy's chili. Mainly because it means so much to me. I mean, every recipe in this book, there's a memory tied to it, or there's a reason behind it was passionate enough for me to put in the book. And then I love the bacon grit balls. You can't mess up with grits. Grits are amazing. And they're all my favorite. You're not gonna make me pick from my children. I'm not picking a favorite child.
And if there's obviously some ingredients. I mean, grits, most people are familiar with. Are there other Southern items that you think that people who maybe aren't as familiar with them should get on board with? Like, are there certain things where you're like, okay, people should really start using this thing?
Right. I really think people should start using more lard. It's a pure ingredient. It don't have the synthetics in it. It's not like, shortening's good for, greasing a pan and getting a cake out of it, but the lard is a pure ingredient that is the greatest thing you've ever put in a biscuit. I mean, if you don't have it in a biscuit, you just don't know what living is. But lard's a super, super ingredient, needs to be put in. Pure vanilla is a really good ingredient they need to be having in their refrigerators and everything. And just a simple, good collection of spices. Don't go overboard and, buy 42 different spices and, spend $300 and then never know what to do with them. Just keep simple stuff. Like Montreal steak seasoning was the greatest thing ever invented. I love it. I love the way it tastes. It's just all those different combinations. Chinese spice. It's a good thing to have in your kitchen. I love Chinese spice. And it's too bad you can't eat that stuff with a spoon.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, I'm not that brave. Not that brave.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Francine, for talking to us. And the book is Country Cooking from a Redneck Kitchen. Thank you so much.